How
All
are you?
right. I think we're about ready to get started. Alan?
Okay, everyone. Good morning and welcome. My name's Allan Simm. I am your president, and it's an honor of the Ingersoll District Chamber of Commerce. So it is breakfast with the mayor. So it's great that we have everyone joining us today and all the special guests. I'm really happy that we can do this, that we can still do it. We're doing it virtually and probably for the first time. But without any further ado, I'd like to welcome Mayor Ted Comiskey. The future is bright. The mayor will highlight a number of accomplishments that will set the town up for the future. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce Mayor Comiskey. Take it away.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful sunny morning here in town, and we've certainly been blessed with many things. I know that the COVID has certainly put a damper on so many happenings around the community, yet it seems like we have somewhat of an early spring, and that means brightness, and it's brightness ahead, and that's what it's all about today. Thank you so much for listening to me today. Zoom meetings, you know, I came across something the other day which kind of hit home so close, and it's just about a Zoom meeting schedule, about a boss who said, look, we're just going to have a half-hour Zoom meeting, so I hope everybody gets on, and this is how the Zoom meeting went from 1 to 1:05. They were waiting for the host to start the meeting. At 1:06, the group discovered virtual backgrounds, and that took a couple of more minutes. At 1:08, someone really is struggling with the audio, and then another group got involved with, let's try some headphones. By 1:10, everyone held up their cat. By 1:15 to 1:20, they wondered where someone bought the article that was on the shelf behind them in the kitchen. And from 1:20 to 1:25 was the actual meeting, and then someone said, oh, it's 8:30, everybody stay safe, and they were gone. Zoom meetings have kept us together, and that's we've been blessed in that way again. You can imagine back with the Spanish flu back in something like 1918, if I'm close, forgive me if I'm not on target right there date-wise, but could you imagine at that time with the lack of communication that was going, the lack of safety, the lack of importance of being in contact? It must have been very difficult and very tough times. So yes, we are going through some rough moments, but we're certainly lucky that we are in the time we are, that we have things like, what is it, Team and FaceTime and Zoom to hold us and to keep us all together. I'd like to thank Allan Simm and certainly Chelsea Stevens for putting together this virtual meeting. I think this, I was commenting that this would normally have been my 11th breakfast with the mayor, but it's only 10 because we missed last year. But here we are today, recapturing that moment to be able to discuss what's happening within the community and where things are going. There's a few people here today that I would like to introduce and bring to your attention that they're in the virtual audience. Deputy Mayor Fred Freeman is here, Councillor Mike Bowman, Councillor Christy Van Kooten-Vazens, and Councillor Rick Hughes. And I certainly do thank the councillors for being here, because without those councillors and the strength they have to direct the town, to direct administration, keeping us positive and looking forward to the bright future. I'd like to thank for the presence of the Mayor of Woodstock, Trevor Birch, my good friend Steve Molnar, Mayor of Tillsonburg, Southwest Oxford, David Mayberry, a good friend and close relations here with the boundaries we've done over the last while, and certainly working with him on county. I appreciate his presence and certainly his friendship. Mayor of Zora, Marcus Ryan is with us. That's great. Good to see you, Marcus. And Mayor of Norwich and the Warden of the County of Oxford, Larry Martin. A very special thank you to our MPP, Ernie Hardeman, Minister of Agricultural, Food and Rural Affairs. It's a very nice title. You got to hang on to that one, Ernie. It's a great title, and you well deserved. And I have phenomenal respect for you and what you've done for not only the town of Ingersoll, but all of Oxford County. I know you have to share, and I know you'd love to just say that Ingersoll is number one, but I know you have to share and you have to kind of distribute your love for the areas. The theme for this, so I'm kind of behind, and I've got to kind of learn how to do this. There we go. Okay, folks, it's not advancing. So where do I go from there?
You should be able to use the buttons on your keypad to move forward.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And it's not going?
No.
Okay. Curtis, I might get your help here because you know a little more about the presentation software than I do.
I'm not sure. Try the, there you go.
Okay. I'm not too sure. Did you do that or did I do that?
You did that one.
Okay. All right. Surprise. The theme for this year's presentation is the future is bright. We've been working hard on a number of long outstanding issues that have come to fruition. The work isn't over, but we have a number of things in place that have solidified a lot of the great opportunities for the future. You know, it was George Burns. You can, if those who remember George Burns, you know, he would sit there likely on the chair with a great big fat cigar on the side of his mouth. And he made this statement: I look to the future because that's where I'm going to spend the rest of my life. And, you know, that's quite, it hits home to say that, yeah, we can't look back. We got to look ahead. In my past breakfast with the mayors, I've always looked at where we had been and where we fought hard and where we were today. And those are the themes that I had for the last while. I'm done with that. I don't care where we were anymore in the sense of Ingersoll, in the sense of its struggles and its pace. Where we are today and where we're going is going to be the important direction and focus that we have. The future is bright for many reasons, but one of them is because of the great staff we have. And we have some staff members here today. We certainly have the Director of Finance, Irina Cavall, is here. She does such hard work and is such a fantastic asset to the town. Our Fire Chief, John Holmes, we know he's an asset because he keeps us safe. Director of Community Services, Kyle Stefanovic, and our new clerk, Daniel Richards, is here. Our town engineer, Ramesh Umat, Economic Development Officer, Curtis Ty. And I got to thank Curtis Ty immensely for the help he gave me in assembling this this presentation today. So thank you, Curtis, for the work you do. I've left one fellow out, and I've left him out for a reason. Our new CAO, Michael Graves, has likely, he's been with us as our town clerk for 7 or 8 years. I'm not sure. I should know that, shouldn't I? He's a great man. He's a man that not only cares for his town, but individually cares for the people. And that's what we need as municipal workers, as council, as staff, to look at the personalization of things and say, everybody has individual issues, everybody has individual concerns. And Michael Graves has accepted the position as CAO. We're so happy and we're so blessed that he is with us. This is kind of who he is. This is a quote from Michael Graves: "And the town of Ingersoll is poised for great success. As a public servant, I am delighted to be a part of this amazing team. Through continuous improvement in customer service and communication, staff feel we can lead this organization in our town to reach the greatest goals that council and the public set for us through our strategic plan." And he commits himself to things. And I believe that that's going to be the future of us, is taking care of us, being concerned, compassionate, and he looks ahead also, and he sees the bright future that's ready for the town. You know, one of the big things that they say about the commandments, they can take the 10 commandments and they can sum them down to 2. I suppose of all the requests and the demands placed upon a municipality, I suppose you can bring it right down to those 2 main commandments. And those 2 main commandments for us is the safe and well-being of our community, number 1. And number two, infrastructure. Without infrastructure, we cannot do the things we do. Municipal government, not hurting you in any way, Minister, but municipal government is the one that hits you in the face every time you walk outside the door. You walk on a sidewalk, you walk on a street, you have water in the morning, you have sewage systems that operate. Everything you do on a daily basis, you're finding the effects because of municipal work. And you know, that is a big thing for us, and infrastructure is a big feature. I'm not one that does any seminars and features and actually reads it for you. So if you're there and you have it there, please read ahead and I will talk. If I was just going to read the slides, I think I could have sent them to you yesterday and you could have done it yourself. So the thing is that read ahead while I talk. That's normally done by my counselors anyway. They just read while I talk, and so I'm used to that. Construction and infrastructure, my word, you know, I think that what they say, there's only two seasons in Ingersoll, and that's kind of winter and construction. Yes, we have done a lot of work, and we're doing a lot of work. We've taken our town and moved it up into one of the greatest positions on the enormous amount of infrastructure we've done to our under road work, and certainly our sidewalks and curbs, etc. It's looking very beautiful. We certainly have a lot of things to do. Ramesh Umat, Ramesh is a great man, very smart. And he's looking after things, especially looking after our future and our planning to make sure that what we have set out for us is underway and being looked after. Just a few things there. The list of the top coat proposals for this year alone is great. So it's going to be taking us into a good spot. Investment in the town infrastructures have continued throughout the pandemic. And we've had a few issues because of slowdown, because of having to worry about supplies. A significant investment in transportation infrastructure, including work performed on the North Town Line, Charles Street, Caffin Street, and some of our town parking lots. You'd be amazed on how quickly the list of jobs can go when you have 1950s and early 60s water piping, and some of it starting to break down. And so a lot of work has to be done. A lot of it has to be maintained. I won't apologize for the inconvenience of the road construction, because it's for your future. It's happening because it's needed, and it's happening because you need good water, good sewage, good roads, and these things need to be done, and it's our job. The safe and well-being falls into that with the infrastructure. So please be patient with us. We've got some great further road work to do this year, and things will be great. Infrastructure future. Wow. One of the big things certainly is the looking at the servicing of the town industrial land. You'll see it there south of Clark Road, as that land is all going to be serviced now, and certainly will be available. Also reconstruction of George, William, Alma Street, and we couldn't get to Ann Street last year because of supplies and services, so it was moved further to this year, so it will also be dealt with. Kind of bounced, and I'm not too sure how that bounced up, but that's fine. That's good. We can put a note there. We have a new chief building official, Devin Staley. Devin Staley is a special person. She's very concerned with the residents. That's one of her priorities, in the fact of keeping us safe. Certainly, she has pressures you wouldn't believe from all directions, from municipal rules and federal rules, provincial rules, and regulations on building. But she has said that her biggest job is to make sure that people understand what's happening. Here's a little quote, so you kind of have an idea of who this great lady is. The role of the building department is multifaceted and complex. having both provincial regulations and municipal regulations to enforce, all the while assisting with the community with accomplishing their desired projects. The building department team is committed to provide a level of service delivery that will leave the customer feeling like they were helped, listened to, and informed. Staff are busy working on creating internal efficiencies that will have a long-term impact on the service offerings for our community. Tasks such as improving our staff complement, obtaining new software, updating our current processes, and improving our website are just a couple of the many steps we are taking to improve customer experience. With the steady rise of industrial and residential development growth, the building department is looking forward to a bright future ahead for the town of Ingersoll. And that's Devin Staley. So please, I know she won't like me saying this, but at any point in time, if you have an opportunity to give her a call and say, welcome to the town of Ingersoll, and say hello. She's someone who is going to help us become who we will be. Well, many small towns in Ontario are shrinking, certainly, or stagnating. We've seen a healthy growth over the past several years. In 2020, the number of dwelling units increased to an amount that surpassed 2017, which was a banner year. And you'll see that the totally last year, 140 new dwelling units created. The reason, I think you all know, because you're in the industry and in business, and you know what's happening. Because of the housing crisis in Toronto and in the area, and the prices going up, folks are moving west. And you can see that so many of our new residents are coming from the Kitchener, Oakville, Toronto area, and they're moving into smaller towns because of the cost of homes. And so they can leave their homes, I suppose, in Toronto or area that they just received $800,000 or $1 million for, and certainly move into our areas of Woodstock, Tillsonburg, Ingersoll, and the communities around, and certainly look at homes then for $500,000 or $600,000 and feel they have a bargain. The only problem that is it certainly doesn't help the residents of town who are looking for homes or starting homes, etc. But I think in time, if we keep building, keep making it available, keep houses out there for people to purchase, then the prices will stabilize or come down a touch to make it certainly more possible for those things to happen. But it's certainly the town already this year to date, we have 9 new dwelling units, and certainly that keeps all the people busy. Certainly Devin is active with her staff trying to keep up with so many requests. Future development. Industrial vacancy in Ingersoll remains at near zero. And at the end of 2020, we anticipate that this will continue into 21. We have revised commercial vacancy rebates and hope that chronically vacant buildings and storefronts will be rented in the near future. As you can see from this slide, residential development is firing on all engines. We have several residential subdivisions in various stages and approvals that will all come in line in this year. If you look at the Gardens of Ingersoll, and that is a 74 dwelling unit retirement home, and that's right at the corner of Thames and Clark. Drive by it sometime and take a look at it. The foundation is all in. They're working on cement blocks, I believe, for the elevator. This is going to be a superb spot for Ingersoll. It's a beautiful setting, and that's going to help us out the need. We've lost so many seniors to Woodstock and Tillsonburg. Certainly, Mayor Trevor Birch has looked after them, and I certainly do appreciate that, what the town of Woodstock has done, but I'm sad that they've had to leave their home. And that is their town where they grew up or anything else, because we don't have that available. This is a start, only a start for us. We need this movement, and it's underway, so that's exciting. The servicing and subdivision at the 200 Clark Road site will be completed in 2021. And we will have some very exciting announcements upon its completion, so stay tuned. The town will be performing a review of its community improvement plan to ensure it's meeting the needs of the town and the business. Dexter Axles is moving into 160 Ingersoll Street South and expanding, which is opening up some space for IMT to expand their operations. There's a new commercial plaza at 146 Cloden Road that will be adding a few new restaurants and some much needed inventory into the commercial space supply for the town. Just note their brochure for the site talks about Burger King and Wild Wings and Pizza Hut. So for food lovers, there looks like there's going to be further outlets. The boundary adjustment will include supply of new commercial and industrial land, which will ensure the town has room for accommodation and growth. The biggest news of 2021 so far is the 1 billion announcement and the production of the new Bright Drop EV600. This brought international attention to Ingersoll and will solidify the future of CAMI. The future of logistics and delivery is Bright Drop and electrified vehicles. CAMI and Ingersoll will be on the cusp of these exciting changes. We can thank GM, can't thank GM enough for the trust they have placed in Ingersoll and its high quality workforce. The CAMI workers are great folks, terrific ambassadors of the town of Ingersoll. They collectively do so much to help Ingersoll in so many, many ways. And I certainly do thank the workforce at CAMI. And I know it was just an accident, the Bright Drop EV600, but the future is bright. And that's really one of the exciting moments, certainly for CAMI and others. And thank you, Dave Mayberry in Southwest Oxford. On July 1st, the town borders expanded thanks to the agreement of our friends to the Southwest Oxford Township. Ingersoll added a little over 1,500 acres to its area and now is on both sides of the 401. You know, just so people would know that we could never put a sign on the 401 at the interchanges because we didn't own both sides of them. It was not allowed. So it was kind of a moment when you were kind of a turn off. You couldn't put a sign up to say welcome to Ingersoll, et cetera, because we didn't own both sides. So now we do, and hopefully down the road with costs I know are high, but we could certainly have make it aware that Ingersoll is on the 401. The town is required to maintain a 20-year land supply as required by the provincial policy statement and the Oxford County official plan. The next steps are to undertake a second planning and servicing strategy for the land. We anticipate a continued shortage of residential land supply and will be examining options to address this. With this additional land added to our supply, the town will be able to continue and responsibly grow. This is the time to take advantage of the movement from east to west. And I believe that we are in a great position to take advantage of that down the road with industries looking west for property and direction. Very, very bright future. And I mean that having that property on both sides. And I forget the number. I suppose you folks know it better than I, that number, 1 million people that drive by on the 401 on a daily basis almost, so that how that can promote certainly a town and develop it even further industrial wise and commercial wise and residentially. Kyle Stefanovic, there's a man for you. Through this time period of COVID, I believe Kyle has had likely one of the most difficult jobs. And that is looking after our buildings, certainly all our parks and recreational buildings, all the activities that are around that, opening them up, closing them down, opening them up, closing them down, all on demand by the ministry, keeping intact with the ministry on what the duties are and the regulations are for the safety of the people. He's gone through some tough times and he's looked after it and he stood tall. He is tall anyway, but he stands tall and he helps us through it. keeps on top of everything. Not only the safety of the buildings themselves, but the safety of the people. And he's compassionate, and I think he's exciting on where he sees the future going with this pandemic being over soon. Our Community Services Department continues to work hard. Planned 2021 projects include updates of various parks, including fiber systems at the Jim Robbins and Kensington, updates of the Westfield tennis courts, and a pavilion at Victoria Park. We will also see continued steps towards a multi-use recreational center and a new washrooms and change rooms at Victoria Park. You know, those the washrooms and change rooms needed at Victoria Park, and they will likely be completed maybe late summer along that line. Certainly the splash pad update has already been done. The tennis courts are done now. The new washrooms and change rooms, like I mentioned, they were done. A Victoria Park Pavilion will be done late summer. What we need, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, Ernie. What we need is infrastructure dollars to help us with our multi-use rec center. We know the cost is high, and we know that a town our size cannot actually directly flip the bill. We need support. We need help from not only our provincial but federal, and certainly our community to make this at all possible. We're hoping to see the next rounds of infrastructure dollars directed towards sports or construction. I think this would be a great way to get motivation and get things working in the construction industry with a recreational center multi-use for the town of Ingersoll. We're going to stay on top of it, and certainly Kyle is one who is paying strict attention and watching for any new offers that are coming out of the provincial government, and hopefully soon. I have optimistic and a bright direction that we will find something hopefully this year or next year, and see what direction we can possibly go in as quickly as possible. We need that rec center, and that'd be great. We have heard rumors. I can only say they're rumors at this point in time that the town has may receive a $100,000 grant for our Douglas Car Trail. We made the application in when it became out to us. So we're hoping to hear from the ministry. It looks very positive. And we'd love to hear the ministry make that statement to us that it is fact. And that would certainly extend Ingersoll Road and Thomas. That'll take that trail that goes in front of Cami from Thomas now down to King, and to link with the Lawson Trail. So that's a great thing, because isn't it funny with COVID how more people you see out walking and out cycling and whatnot. So I think, again, we got to take advantage of that. And we have a great trail system in town. That's a bright future, because we're going to expand it and extend it and look after things. And we know that the trails through, I want to say Butternut Trail, but it's not. Just one second. I apologize. It's a Butternut Woods Trail. Butternut Woods Trail is complete. You can walk through. So please get out and get the fresh air. Let the wind blow around you, my dad used to say, and enjoy life out there. Well, I can't say enough about the gentleman in that picture. Ernie Hardeman has done everything with the landfill that Ingersoll has asked him to do. He has stood tall, and he has worked with us with the provincial government. Minister Jeff York and Ernie have given us something that we never thought that maybe be possible. We worked hard, and Ernie brought it forward. There's a lot of talk out there. Let me tell you right now and straightforward. The provincial government cannot do any more than they've done for us in this landfill. They have not been asked or have been presented with an environmental assessment to be able to say yes or no or anything. So they can't do anything more. And why can that not do anything more with the presentation? Because they cannot receive an environmental assessment. Because with that environmental assessment has to be the answer from the town of Ingersoll that we say yes or no. And we have that right because of Ernie Hardeman and certainly Minister Jeff York, because Bill 197 reads that the municipality has the right to say yes or no, or a municipality within 3.5 kilometers of that site. We are within 3.5 kilometers of that site. So we have the right to say yes or no, but we have to be asked, right? We're not being asked. So in other words, the landfill is stopped. The landfill is stopped because no one is asking us if they can have it. So in other words, the ministry has done exactly what we've asked them to do, giving us the right. And Ernie, I don't know if generations ahead will understand what you've done, the children especially, because even if they did put a landfill in, I'm sure that the toxicity of it won't affect me in my lifetime, but it will affect my little granddaughter, who is just 8 months, and her future potentially because of the air or the water quality or general contamination. And I do thank you from the bottom of my heart and from all the people of Ingersoll, and not only Ingersoll. What you've done for Ontario is given the right. You know, we talk about provincial government moving in on municipalities and taking away their rights and whatever to be able to make decisions. You've turned around and given us that right. You've given us that ability to make the decision. And I'll tell you, it won't be this generation. It'll be the ones following that will really do appreciate it. Ernie, thank you so much. I know you're a busy man, and I thank you for coming out this morning, but I just wanted to say thank you. This next, well, you can read it. You know, Irina Cavell is our treasurer. She's our financial guru. And she has brought the town actually where we are today. We have one of the let's say put the plan. The plan right now is we have reserves right now that we've never had before. Yet our taxes are dropping down. In fact, this year will be a 0.47 increase, zero. We have not borrowed for the last 6 years or so. So in other words, as years go by, that borrowing, those loans will drop off. Again, we can use those dollars to tax relief. You know, she has done so much for us, and she has helped us make a future that is very, very bright. We're very happy she is a member of the team, and we hope that she's here for many years, because she is certainly appreciated. And again, she's a lovely lady. If you have the opportunity to pick up the phone someday and say thank you, you know, congratulations on what she has done. She has convinced council and she's convinced administration that these are the directions to go. Borrowing is not the necessarily the way direction. If you can control your own destiny, why can we do the infrastructure we do today? Why are we able to do that? Because we have the funds on hand to balance anything that comes forward from the government. So if the ministries or whatever put out so many dollars that say that you know, you can this can go towards all your infrastructure, but you have to either balance it with a 50% or 70% or an 80% or 25%, whatever the status is. we have reserves on hand right now to take advantage of it. And that's why we have such an infrastructure program going today. And that's why the future looks so bright for us, because we are stable. The town is very stable, and we owe that to Irina Cavell and certainly her staff. Terrific folks. As you can see, let me see, here we are here. Whoops. Oop. There we are, just bouncing back and forth just to see if you're paying attention. As you can see, there are a number of long-term goals that have been achieved and a number of opportunities that will provide great opportunity for the town for the future. Our financial house is in order and the tax rates are decreasing annually. We've achieved the boundary adjustment with Southwest Oxford that will provide ample land supply for commercial and industrial opportunities in the future. We're experiencing increased permits. We're upgrading our infrastructure regularly, ensuring it is in great condition. We're seeing major industrial investments, including CAMI and the new Bright Drop EV600. We're excited to announce some major investments in our industrial land. We've achieved the right to have the landfill located within 3.5 kilometers of our border. We're undertaking reviews of our community improvement plan and new strategic plan that will guide us into the future. The future is bright for Ingersoll. You know, I believe so strongly that if you have a belief that things are going to improve and get better, they will. You know, the Comiskey family has had some interesting things happen to them over the year. I think it was a year ago at this point in time that I was headed to Savannah, Georgia. Sherry and I had only been south once since we got married, and we thought last year, you know, let's take a drive. And we thought we'd just drive down, spend a couple of days at March break, and come back. We hadn't been south since we took the boys to Disney World when they were 6 and 8. Well, the day before we were supposed to go, everything happened. And there were shutdowns and everything collapsed. My son was to get married last June with a large wedding and joy with friends and relatives. The Irish tradition of everybody celebrating ended up being a beautiful celebration in our living room. And with about 5 or 6 people. That was a loss. Our first grandchild was born, and we couldn't really do a lot of celebration in that sense. I had 8 good friends pass away in the last year that we couldn't celebrate. My dear friend Mike Hennessy, who used to be the mayor of Ingersoll, and Barb Cole, Gord Elson, Charlie Swatrich, Gina Shakeen, Bill Lucason, Carmen Holbrook, Annie Terhart, good friends that we couldn't get together and celebrate their life. Vaccine is here. Vaccine is being distributed. I believe right now it's 55 and plus you're able to register. I implore everybody who is able to, who is falls into those categories, to please go out and get vaccinated. Vaccination is going to pull us out of this situation. And the situation is going to happen. We are going to be out of this pandemic, end of the summer, into September. We have pessimists that say, oh yes, and then we'll fall right into the next one. Well, that's fine, but we'll meet the next one head on, maybe with a little more knowledge on how to deal with it. And we'll move on and we will make things happen. And it'll be bright. The cloud will disperse. This isn't the first time that society has been crushed by terrible things happening, whether it's depression or the wars or anything else. And here we are today in this situation, but we're taking care of each other. We're looking after each other. We're having these talks and communication. and that's been going. And the future will be bright. We'll have a great day ahead. Thank you. Thank you, everyone with the chamber who has asked me to say this speech today and to kind of update you and kind of have an idea of what's happening. Thank you for the citizens of the town of Ingersoll for all you do to look after us in this time, looking after your neighbors and looking after those who need food and shelter. And thank you again for my council. They're terrific people and they work hard and their heart is in the right place. So without further ado, if anyone has any questions that I can assist them with in any way, shape, or form, please bring them on now and I'll pass them right on to our staff. Well, as a hush rolls over the crowd, Chelsea and Allan, I thank you so much for making this possible. I know it's a project, all right, but you know it happened, and last year it didn't, and you made it possible this year. I certainly thank all my friends for showing up, the mayors from around Oxford County, and thank you for your support, and you know you have mine. Support to make things Oxford County the best. You know, I used to talk about how great this area was. You know, I always used to say, you look at the earth and you see the center of the earth, as far as I'm concerned, is Southern Ontario. And the center of Southern Ontario is certainly Oxford County. In the center of Oxford County, I've had a few mayors question me on this, but I believe it's, I won't ask for the center of it. Oxford County is the center. And we're going to work together and we're going to make things strong and we're going to make our municipalities the best. And that's what I believe. And if you believe, then it'll happen and the future is bright. Thank you, folks.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna move the spotlight over to Allan just to say the thank yous here.
Thank you, Mayor Comiskey, for your inspiring speech and presentation today. We're very happy that we could do this and the great work that's going on in the town of Ingersoll. The future is bright, and we thank the town for their continued support and looking after the community and the business community. So again, thank you for joining us today. Now, Chelsea, before we totally wrap up, did you want to say a few words?
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know how to put a spotlight on myself, but that's okay. I'm good at talking. So you don't have to see me. I wanted to thank the town of Ingersoll. They're one of our diamond sponsors at the chamber, and the chamber is funded fully through memberships and sponsorships. So the town's help there. I also have to recognize POW Engineering, who's our other diamond sponsor this year. But that really does make a difference in what we're able to do for the business community. We're also thrilled to welcome some new board members, but including Curtis Ty, who's in economic development for the town of Ingersoll, to the chamber board. And we still do have some sponsorship opportunities available for the 2021 year. So anyone else who's looking to support the chamber, it's a really great way to do so. But we're very grateful for to the town for their support.
Chelsea, is it possible to end with our short video?
I can definitely try to get that up here. Let's see.
So while she's doing that, I once again thank you, Mayor Comiskey, for being with us today, and all the special distinguished guests, Minister Hardeman, and the mayors of Oxford that have joined in, and also the deputy mayor of the town of Ingersoll and council. It's great to see everyone working together and working in a united effort to promote the county. We'd like to thank all our members of the chamber for your continued support and your sponsorship. Thank you for supporting us during this time. Thank you for your continued sponsorship. And we will continue to improve so that we can deliver value up, in this coming year. And also, I want to thank all of our frontline workers that protect us each and every day. They look after us and they go to work without any reserve, and they put themselves at risk. And also to echo what our mayor said, that we want to get vaccinated as quickly as possible. Again, everyone, thank you for joining us today. Let's continue to stay healthy and stay safe. Let's support each other during this time, and also let's support our local businesses. Have a great day. The future is bright. And as the mayor said, let's remain focused. Let's remain optimistic and remain confident that we have a great future. And again, thank you to our frontline workers. They are the Ingersoll District Chamber of Commerce 2020 Citizens of the Year. Thanks, everyone, and have a great day. We'll end with this video.
It takes a lot to make a successful community. Our essential workers have shown what a big role they play in our day-to-day lives. From retail employees to firefighters, police officers, your pharmacist, the hospital workers, our truck drivers, and more. They're our neighbors, our friends, our family. The Ingersoll District Chamber of Commerce would like to recognize our essential workers, the true hometown heroes. As our 2020 Citizens of the Year, we appreciate them and the way they put themselves at risk every day to make our community function. Thank you to the Ingersoll community, and thank you, frontline workers, our 2020 Citizens of the Year.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone. Well done, Ted.
Thanks, Fred. Thanks, Fred.
Thank you to Chelsea and Justine.